Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about some interesting market analysis, some about tech companies, how you just get on only on tech, or you might be missing another opportunity. So let me get straight to that, and I'm going to explain it to you how I did and what could I do, and I tried my best. So I'm going to explain it to you. Let's say, have you ever noticed how everyone always hyping on tech, right? Like sometimes Apple drops earnings, Tesla sneezes, and suddenly the whole market catches a cold. But here is the real truth. Not all sector move the same way. If you are only watching tech, you might be missing another one. You are missing almost like 70% of the game. So today I'm going to break it down, all the sector rotation, why it happened, how to spot it on chart, and how it saved me from being just another trader chasing hype. So in the past, the mistake I have been making, and I wanted to recover myself from those mistakes. So what I did is I went all in one and only on tech, Apple, Tesla, Microsoft. I thought if these companies are the biggest in the world, I can't go wrong. And for a while, it really worked. I didn't even believe it was working until I saw it didn't work after that. So one earnings miss and my entire portfolio got really smart. So that's when I really realized money doesn't stay in one place. How would you think how it's going to work? Money just works like a water flow from one river to another. So big money flows from one sector to another sector, because this is how you need to focus on that. If you focus on one sector, you're going to be missing another one where you could make more money. So tech might lead for a season, then suddenly energy takes the wheel. And if we talk about healthcare quietly outperforms while nobody's watching. Once I understood that, my trading stopped being reactive and start being more strategic, in that way. So what you need to do is what sector rotation or big institution don't dump money randomly, you can focus on that. They allocate based on where they expect growth or safety or opportunity. If I give you an example, if interest rates are rising, financials might benefit, right? So in that sense, oil prices spike, energy stocks pump. And what are you going to do? You're going to focus on that, right? So if there is a health crisis or new drug approval in healthcare runs. So after that, and I was saying, yes, when innovation drives, tech takes the lead, but they don't all move together. That's why watching sectors rotation is the main key. It's like tracking the ball in a football game. So if you are missing, or if you are starting at one player, you miss where the real reaction is happening, right? So in this meantime, if I'm explaining to you all these things, if I pull up the chart of the sectors ETF, or maybe I can say XLK, which means tech, or energy is XLE, or if I talk about XLV, which is healthcare, or XLF, it's more related to, it's like a financials. So I'm going to pull up the chart and I'm going to show it to you, right? So you will notice how tech surged during the low interest rate and cheap money. Then when inflation kicked in, energy had a massive run. Meanwhile, healthcare often holds steady, really steady. So it's a defensive sector. And financials start moving when rates hikes happen, This is the sector rotation in action. So the money never disappears, or you can say doesn't disappear. It just shifts from one lane to another one, or one sector to another sector. You can take an example of Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, all these impacts, okay? Now let's zoom into this chart. I'm going to show you here. So here you go. Now you see this one, okay? Now I open the technology sector. It's SPDR fund. It's a weekly chart. Here I'm going to show you in this one. It actually represents the tech sectors. You need to notice that, how strong it was during the 2020 to 2021. Because mostly we just get into trading or just start investing or just, try to chase the trend or something. We can't focus on back time, what happened in the past, how the market moves, or how the whole market changed from one sector to another sector, the old money shifted. So here in this chart, I'm going back to the 2020 to 2021. So you see when money was really, really cheap, interest rates were quite low and innovation hype was huge, right? So you see back here in this one, I marked this, actually drew this one, rectangle around this area. When money here, it was quite low, you know. So at that time, this represents like all of this, like it represents the tech sector basically, okay? Here you see the name up above here, technology sector, as I said. So you're going to be noticing how strong it was during the 2020 to 2021 when money was cheap and interest rates were quite low. Here you see this area. And all the innovation hypes was quite huge. After that, it started from here, it went up here, okay? So, but once inflation kicked in, tech slowed down, and the tech rotation affected. If you look at this part here, so it slowed down and then it affected on rotation. So similar to this, and now let's say if I'm gonna pull up another chart, I'm gonna show you example same way XLE, which is actually represents the energy sector. So here you go. I'm gonna pull up that one, and so you can see this one. Okay, ETF. I'm gonna search here, ETF. So I'm just going to open this one just to show you like how the money flows goes from one sector to another one, so you can understand it. Let's say I'm gonna open this one in Nasdaq, so you can understand. Let's go back. It's a weekly one, and we are going back here again. Now you see here. It's the same if I open it, I show you here, okay? So the same way it worked, all right? So here is XLE. When I open it, like energy sector, see these big moves in 2022. Here, I'm going to show you. So hold on. From 2021, it started from 2020, then it went 2021 and 2022. It started big moves. And while tech was struggling after 2020 and 2021, so energy stocks ripped higher because oil prices were spiking. And institution moved money here, and trader who followed flows instead of headlines caught clean moves. All right, you see here, like every sector goes like same way because we just focus, we think like this sector is working well for us. We need to wait for another sector. Maybe we don't need to look into another sector. Maybe we need to wait for this sector to go again in same cycle, like it will repeat again. So in the meantime, you're going to miss a lot of opportunity. So that's why I say like you don't need to focus on only on one sector. You can go along with other sectors so you can understand the market, like how money flows from one sector to another one. So here I'm going to open the third one. About the healthcare, so I can explain this to you. Yeah, let's open this one, all right? So now look at this healthcare sector. Okay, this is called like XLV. You can open it, your chart, and you will notice that. So if you notice how it doesn't fly like tech, okay, but it also doesn't crash harder. So it's a defensive sector. Like if you are considering about this one, you can see like it's more defensive, which can like give you probably like more accuracy. Okay. So when as uncertainty rises, institute really park money here. Okay. This is why healthcare can save your portfolio during shaky time. Like you don't need to focus on only on one sector, or maybe you might think like, okay, if I choose another one. But you need to focus on the one like where your portfolio cannot be shaky or cannot be destroyed or like completely ripped off. So the other sector, when they are shaky, you can come up to this healthcare sector. So you will understand this one. I'm going to give you all the example of different sectors so you can understand the market. It would be great for you to understanding. And now I open XLV, which is like healthcare sector. If I open the XLF, which is related to finance. So I'm going to open that one here. I'll go here. So this is financial sector. If you look into this one, like the chart here, so here you see here, from 2020 to 21, 22, 23, it just came down the market and then it boosted again up, right? So these are the sector you need to understand. Like now I'm talking about XLF, which is like financials. So finally, this financials, XLF, which is like related to banks and financial, often really gains strength when interest rates rise because they profit more from lending. So when the Fed, they start hiking or money rotates from here or rotates here, this is key if you want to understand macro flows. So if you will understand all these factors, like you will understand the market, how it works, how the money flows from one place to another place. Now, when we overlay these factors, you see the big picture. They don't move the same way. While tech was falling, energy was booming. And while everything was shaky in healthcare, but when everything was shaky in other sectors, healthcare held really strong here. So this is how smart money rotates. And it's not just random if I say like I could just expect it randomly, it happened. No, it literally, it wasn't random. This is how it works. So it's all about like market, how you're going to do the market analysis. So it's a really strategic, and you're going to be understanding how like all these sectors going to benefit you, like how it's going to help for you. That's why people say like, oh, all right, I'm going to focus on this one. I'm actually doing trade or investing in this one, but I don't want to focus on the another one. So this makes you to understand that, like how to focus all of this. So let me go more about how you can understand. So now after I showed you all the whole chart, like about all the sector, like financial, healthcare, and tech. So you understand now how money works flows. So what I do is like, I don't just trade on one stock, okay? I compare the sectors from one to another, like, which is going to be good for me at the time, like when I don't understand one sector, like it's actually how, making me lose something. So if tech looks really overbought, I ask myself like, where's the money going next? This is the question you need to ask yourself as well. So this is the way like how you are going to focus on every single thing, because once you see the chart, or maybe you might just focus on one sector, you're not going to understand. You might be just asking randomly from other people or those who are investor, or they can give you advices, they can give you many details, but they're not going to be you. They're not going to understand you, because they are just literally telling you to do this and that, and you're going to be following this. Rather just doing that, you should ask yourself like, where's the money going next? So what if what would I do is like, I'd go again and I check relative strength, okay? If is energy performing, if like, let's say, is energy outperforming and is healthcare holding better than the other one, then I'll plan trades with the flow, not against it. Like now I know the one sector is going good and I'll go with that, rather than just going against in the one like where I've been losing money, right? So this is how you're going to do. So when I noticed about money rotating out of the tech into energy sector, or last year, let's say, I stopped forcing trades in overextended Apple and caught clean moves in oil stock, right? So like I stopped forcing trades in overextended Apple, and I caught actually clean moves in oil stock. So that shift alone turned a losing month into a profitable one for me. So now you see the lesson here. If you want to learn something like about the lesson from the sector which I showed you, here is the main lesson for you. Like it says, don't marry a sector, okay? Don't marry a stock, but follow the money, follow the smart money rotation. Okay, so this is the way, like you are not literally married to one stock, or you're not sticking with one stock. You need to understand the whole concept of this. So more retail traders lose because they are late, or they figured out like from someone later, like quite after a long time, and they regret about their decision, like, like that, why they couldn't take the opportunity at that time, why they couldn't learn about these things, why they couldn't focus on other sectors. So they only realize they shift after it's already obvious, so now you might be understanding all these things. But if you trade sector performance in real time, rather just asking or rather just going to someone else, you will always be one step ahead of the market. You can't just defeat the market, or you can't go against the market, but of course, you might know more steps than any other random person who's just jumping into the stock market or start investing. So instead of asking, what's the hottest stock right now, ask, where is the money flowing? and where it is going right now. That's how you trade like a pro. So after all this, like the whole thing, I broke it down. If this breakdown gave you really clarity, it gives you a clarity about the market and about the sectors, hit the like so YouTube knows this is a valuable video for you. So YouTube know like this is really valuable. And drop a comment telling me which sector you think will lead next. If it's a tech, if it's a energy, if it's a healthcare or financial. Tomorrow I will show you how to spot breakout pattern that institution love to trade. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a like, share this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.